what is up? Welcome back. And The Witcher 3 has been updated for the Xbox One X. Now this update is no joke, fellas. Now I will get into the nitty-gritty details of that. But here we go, you got the 4K mode and the performance mode. But let's get straight into some gameplay, because I'm not sure if I've actually mentioned this before, but The Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time. This game is just perfection. It is so good. But it has just been updated, enhanced for the Xbox One X. Now I also own it on the PlayStation 4 Pro as well, so I can give a bit of context onto how different this game is on the Xbox One X to that version of it on the PS4 Pro. So we will just wait for the game to load in and you guys will see what I am talking about. Look at these visuals. Now I'll just kill this wolf. Now I know it's hard to see on YouTube, right, with all the compression, but this game looks so damn crisp. Now the details of what this update actually does is you've got the two modes, as I'll show you guys right now. If you go into the settings, go down to display, go down to advanced, you have the 4K mode and you have performance mode. Now the 4K mode is the 4K resolution at 30 frames per second with high resolution textures. That's something that PS4 Pro cannot do, is high resolution textures. So you've got the 4K resolution, you've got high resolution textures, you've got better draw distances, better shadows, better ambient occlusion, and you've got high dynamic range, which is HDR support for the Xbox One. Now the second mode, which is obviously the performance mode, which I'll put it on now, is definitely what I'm going to do. Go down to advanced, stick it on performance mode. This is a dynamic resolution, so it scales from 4K resolution down to 1080p, but you get the 60 frames and you get high resolution textures and HDR as well. So both modes are incredibly good. Like the 4K mode will give you the crispness, but the 1080p, or sorry, the dynamic resolution mode with the 60 frames will give you the performance and slightly high resolution textures as well. So I'm definitely going for that performance mode. I want them frames. But I knew that they were doing the 4K mode, right? Because we found that out, like, honestly, weeks ago, that they were doing this update and they were going to be doing the 4K. But I think people had no idea that they were also doing a performance mode. Like, I kind of had an idea that they might be doing something like that, because The Witcher 3 was already running 60 unoptimized on the X, because the Xbox One console is just so powerful, and the Witcher 3 ran a dynamic frame rate on the standard Xbox, so it was putting The Witcher 3 to 60 just by itself. Unoptimized in combat, it was running 60. So now that they've actually done some optimization, there is a performance mode for The Witcher 3. And this 60 frames on The Witcher 3, it feels like a different game. It just feels so smooth. Now I don't know how easy it is to tell when you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching me stream it live right now, but this is no joke. Our fantastic update. I'm so glad that CD Projekt Red actually did this. They went out of their way and they did an awesome update for the Xbox One X. And the HDR as well, the high dynamic range lighting and all those visual improvements. It just looks really good. Now I also wanted to let you guys know in the stream that after I continue, or after I complete the playthrough of The Witcher 3 that I am currently on now, which is my second time playing through it as well. I've completed the main story twice, done everything in the game. I've completed Hearts of Stone twice, I've completed Blood of Wine once before, and this is my second time playing through it. So this is my main save at the moment. Now after I complete all this, I'm going to go back on a new game plus and complete The Witcher 3 on the hardest difficulty, try to get those achievements. And I will be doing that live. I will be streaming that. So be sure to comment down below and if you guys would be keen to see something like that, because I love The Witcher 3. This game is just so good.
Another spoon. Yep, just as
We will do a couple of quests, or actually we will go find some enemies to kill so I can show how beautiful the 60 frames truly is on The Witcher 3. Now it's been enhanced. So where can we go? Do we have a couple of like question marks? Okay, there's one there. Let's head on here. Let's go here. Set that marker. There we go. Oh, I can't travel. Oh, that's right. Yep, I'm dumb. I need to find a fast travel post. I don't know why that slipped my mind. So where's the nearest one? There's one just down the road. Let's go here. But I've been hyped for this update for a long time, and I'm so happy that it came. Because there was all this news that was breaking yesterday, like it said on the store that it was enhanced, but the update wasn't actually out. So I kind of knew at that point that it was just a matter of hours until they released the patch. But if you guys want a game to really show the power of the X and what the X is actually capable of, then get games like The Witcher 3, get Assassin's Creed Origins, get Shadow of War. These open world games and the performance of those games is what's going to really show the power of the Xbox One X. So where's that? Let's go here. Hopefully find some combat, some enemies to cut in half. Now, along with the X enhancement, I also have a perfectionist coffee this morning. I love my coffee, fellas. But just look at how crisp. And this isn't even the 4K mode. This is the dynamic resolution 60 frames mode. So it does go to 4K in this mode as well. But the majority of the time it's down to 1400p or 1080p. But you get the 60 frames and a lot of visual enhancements as well. Now, oh, there's some enemies over there. Oh, that music's kicking in, fellas. You know what that means? Guilt's gonna get it. Let's go. Now, I'm seeing wrinkles on Guilt's forehead that I didn't even know existed. Now that this update's been out, because I've been playing it all this morning. Ah, goddamn plants! I hate these enemies. They are so annoying. There's a quest in the DLC where you have to kill about 20 of them in this big vineyard. It's horrible. And they're all high level as well, so it's even more difficult. Ah, come on. They also leave these spores on the ground as well, which you've got to be careful of. But I just wanted to do the stream, fellas, just to show this update, because it is worth talking about, because this is amazing.
The area if I want to get rid of them for good.
Let's destroy this nest. Destroy the nest. Got him. Any goodies for me to search? Oh yeah, let's take all this. May as well. Even though I've got the best armor in the game, I've got my master crafted griffin gear and all that, which I will show you guys now because I love showing off my gear. I've got the master crafted manticore armor, which I think is the coolest looking armor in the game. I just like how it looks. I've also got, where is it? Scroll across here to the weapons. Now I don't have it on me, but it's in my house in Blood and Wine. But I have the master crafted wolf gear, which looks insane. I got the best sword in the game as well, which is the Erendite. You actually get an achievement for getting that sword. It is so good. Now we need to fix our weapons, so we have to go to a store soon. But don't need that. That's junk. But man, this game at 60 frames. This is it, fellas. The X is the real deal. Now, as I said before, I have this game on PlayStation 4 Pro, and the update for that game, all it did was add a checkerboard 4K mode, and it does look pretty crisp. but it is nowhere near as detailed as this X enhancement. I mean, just look at those cliffs, and I know it's hard to see the detail if you're watching this on YouTube, but trust me fellas, trust me when I say this game is just, it feels like a new game. Like, you know when you get those remasters and those remakes, like take Call of Duty, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare, when they remastered that, right, how it looked so much better. That is what I'm seeing now with these X enhancements. And for you guys who have the Xbox One X, you know what I'm talking about. But for you guys that don't, trust me when I say the X will blow your mind. Trust me, fellas, trust me. Now let's go do some other stuff as well. Now this is coming from someone who just got himself a PS4 Pro the other week, and I love my Pro. I've got some great games on it. I've been playing The Last of Us, completed that, absolutely loved it. Played Hellblade, that game was fantastic, I loved that. And I'm currently playing Until Dawn. And I've completed the main story, but a character died that I didn't want to die, so I might go through and play it again. But that game's really good as well, and I've also got Bloodborne. I've got Resident Evil 5 and The Witcher 3, which I also have on Xbox, but I want to play through those again on PlayStation, get those trophies. And we discovered a marker that is awesome. But the Xbox One X is honestly light years ahead of the Pro. You know, when it comes to graphics, when it comes to what these games are capable of doing on the box, the X is in a league of its own.
Go, go.
So where are we going? We're going the wrong way, fellas. We need to go this way. There's a dog on the road there. Be careful of him. But I definitely can't go back to the normal Xbox after this. Like, after you play games like Gears 4, Halo 5 on the Xbox One X and you see them, there's just no going back. Same with Assassin's Creed Origins. That just got even more high resolution 4K textures added in the other day. And I've actually got a friend that's borrowing Assassin's Creed Origins, so I haven't had a chance to check out that update. But when I do have a chance, I will be streaming that. Now, speaking of streaming, as I said before, I will be playing through on Death March, doing a live stream of that in the coming weeks. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. If you guys are interested in that, of course. Oh my god, this game looks so good. I love it. It's... Oh, there's another monster nest. Oh, let's go. Oh, not these things, more giant centipedes. Oh. Got him. Gotta be careful of these things because they can jump out of the ground and then go back quite quick. So you've gotta be careful. Oh! Let's go, centipede. Let's go! Shooting centipede. Got him. Do not watch that movie, fellas. It is effed up. Okay, so let's destroy that monster nest.
Giant centipedes.
Oh, this 60 frames. So good. Dun, 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 dun. Well, time for a coffee hit. Alright, so now let's switch it back to the 4K. The native 4K. And we'll have a bit of a play around on that. Here we go. The game looks a bit crisper in this, but it's obviously back at 30 frames, which isn't all that bad. I've been playing The Witcher 3 for years on console, and it's perfectly fine. But the 60 frames is obviously really nice.
Come on, Roach.
Alright, so what are we doing now?
Whoa.
Let's go do something else before I end the stream, just to show off this game a bit. Do we have any more markers to go search? Oh yeah, there's a couple up here. So where are we? Where are we? We're here. No. I'm here. So let's go to this marker. On Roach in 4K. The 4K Roach. And that's the name of the horse, by the way, if you guys are wondering. But The Witcher 3, hands down, best game of this generation. That's a fact. Hands down, top 5 games of all time. That's another fact. Argue that, you're a fraud. Exposed. The Witcher 3 is just perfection. Speaking of perfection as well, PUBG just got an update on Xbox One X, and it runs a lot smoother. I might do some streaming of that. I did do a bit of streaming of that yesterday, but there was this horrible audio sound bit that was happening when I tried to upload it. Like, honestly, like, if I uploaded that video of me playing PUBG yesterday, all you guys would have heard would be like for the whole stream. That was all you could hear, was that. Now I don't know what the hell was going on, but that was all you could hear. It was horrible. I was really pissed off about that because it was a good stream. Actually, we will just run there, to be honest. Fellas, I had to change it back to 60. Display, advanced, performance mode. Ah, that's better. It is hard to go back to 30 after you've played a game at 60. It is quite hard. The only game that I would rather 4K was actually when I played Hellblade on the PS4 Pro. That's the only game that I know of on the PlayStation that actually gives you an option to change the frame rate. Now, they had a 4K 30 mode on Hellblade, but they also had a low resolution up to 60 Hertz mode, so it wasn't 60 frames, it was the 60 Hertz on the TV, and that didn't really feel that good. It just looked really blurry. I don't know if it was like 720p or something, but it looked horrible. So I decided to play that game in 4K 30. But it's a fantastic game. The hell was that? Oh, right. Oh, I was wondering what that was. I just thought it was stomping. Or sounded like stomping. Oh, come on, let's go. Oh my god. Fellas, I'm getting beasted by these wraiths. Ah, come on. Okay, let's get the magic trap going. That's better. If you get wraiths in a magic trap, you do like triple the damage. Oh my god. Come on, let's go. Now, I need to repair my swords as well, so... Arachnomorphs. Big spider things. Man, there's a lot of them. Die. Let's go. Okay, there's one. Now my swords are breaking quite badly, so we will need to have to get that fixed. I don't have any kits on me to repair them though. Look at these guys. Got a few vampires here. There's a type of vampire. Like, you've got different species of enemies in this game as well, which I like. Be quite careful around these things. Look at that. He could kill me if I wasn't careful then. But just like that. I wasn't quick enough there, fellas. Oh my god. We have to be quite careful here. Do we have any grenades? Yep, we have some dancing star. Got him. And he killed himself with that ball. That is crack up. Okay. Dimeridium ore, yes. Man, he had some goodies. There's heaps of stuff here. Sweet, let's rest. But fellas, I will end that stream here. Now, I will be doing more streaming of The Witcher 3 Enhanced on the X, but I just wanted to do a bit of a stream about this, considering that this is really big news, because it does show the power of the X, and it does show that developers are supporting this console. Man, The Witcher 3 is a good game. But I will leave links in the description down below to my Facebook, my Twitter, and my Mixer. Be sure to go follow me there if you guys haven't already. That would be awesome. Stay safe, stay tuned, have a great day, and have a great week. And I will see you fellas on the next one.